alongside, I believe that's like 3 different teams. So this is going to be interesting. Yesterday, we saw that there were a lot of early game engagements because there are a lot of duplicates for the drop off points. Look at that. There are 3 different clusters of lots of teams. So we're going to expect a lot of, very early game engagements and lots of bloodshed so early on. And just taking a look at that, Jadena City is full of players, and that goes the same with I'm not sure where the this cluster is landing. The ones to the west of Jadena City, and also there's one in Mayran as well. So we can see on our kill feed, there's already eliminations, especially on the side of BTR. They're losing their players one after the other. DRX actually got 2 eliminations already.
Oh my god! No way! No way! DRX getting some first early frags for themselves. And it's a great start for these guys so far. Going on to the DRS side, they're close to the arena. There we go. The shotguns are going to come into the way. Joker is going to take down Cyclone. The backfire from Akila YT, not going to make any connections. Once again, Yeta Uta pushing forward, getting some shots on Joker, getting confirmation on its way. Second YT gets taken down. It will be a confirmation on YT. Yet Uta gets taken down. Example gets eliminated. Triber Machine here gets those elimination, or at least one of the elimination of the DRS. The rest of all 3 goes to E-Arena at the cost of one of their own players as well. So it's a 3 versus 3 trade-off that they gave out 1 player. They took down 3 of the elimination. Now they're surviving with the 3-man standing as well. But Triber Messi as a 4-man, they're coming in close. They're going for the fight. Has a Molotov in the hand. He's gonna throw it. Not any kind of connection so far, but yes, the aggression, the rush that should have been possible, it has kind of been slowed down.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be slow for long because there's 3 different teams, I believe, at least 3 different teams, and right now it's Blues that has the numbers advantage. We can hear some guns coming in. I think E-Arena is about to be in trouble. AST pushing inside. Now the bullets are gonna be connecting, but jumping out of that balcony. A tourney is gonna be losing their lives over there, but A1 also, they're a bit in trouble with Team Secret. I believe that's another part of the map. Oh, see, there we go. And C2 from the side of EA will be going down as well. I think there's all that's left is 4, 5, 6. Manages to get one back and forth within this stairwell, finally getting gunned down. EA gets eliminated off, and now we're down to 14 teams already, and I believe this is going to be 13 sometime soon.
Oh, it definitely will go down to maybe 13 in a short while, but so far, 3 minutes, and 2 teams have been taken out. In fact, 3 teams almost. No, okay, 14 teams total surviving. 3 now. There we have it. Plus a single grenade. Okay. Taking down the absolute destruction of Triber Messi's a player. Right here. Now, Secret versus Horror. It is. She's also facing a lot of casualties to their side, as you can see. Those knockouts, those eliminations happening. Say Cloud is gonna throw a grenade, but Ozi-san, he's gonna survive. He's still gonna be alive for a tad bit more bit of time. He's pushing on. He's going to the rooftop behind this house, behind this door. In fact, it was a player, but Kinnertrop jumped down to his own demise as he gets eliminated by the hand of Yangon Galacticos. Avon RG also gets eliminated. It's a back and forth going on. 4 minutes in, and we are already down teams, meaning 5 teams have been completely decimated.
There we go. We have how many teams? 3 different teams that managed to get the squad wipeout. AST, YG, and Blues each having 4 eliminations in the bag already, and we're not even 5 minutes into the game, and we've already seen the knockout of that 5 different teams. So this is fun. This is fun, Torix. This is what we're expecting from Rondo.
I mean, Annie, right now, we're seeing a lot of casualties that did happen, right? And in all of those, there's this singular calm before the storm moment where the teams, they are close to each other, but they're not that close. They are so, like, in the proximity where a single wrong move will instantly mean an yes, and that chain reaction is gonna start everything once again. But there we go, Frankie Jiggle Horror getting a knockdown on him. Now, Secret having the upper hand against Horror Esports as one of their players gets taken down. No Fear is in the different vicinity. He's throwing the grenades, the utilities that he can possibly think of to dump up on the team. K from GK side doing a slight bit of damage onto the players, and Jiggle, he's finally gonna bleed. Second guy, whoa, Sleepy gets taken down. No way. That means only 2 players are remaining from Horror Esports. Now, it's No Fear from one direction. You can see him looking at Zerouz, but no shots, no shots. He is close to his own team member, Sleepy, so he can definitely go there. But beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. He gets a knockdown, makes a slight bit of change in all of the momentum of the team. The Secret as the second guy, No Fear, does a lot of damage as well. There's also Sky in a different proximity. The survival is being done by Zerouz. Zerouz is finally going to go forward, is finally going to receive the damage from the AUG once again as 12K as well, and it's a 2 versus 2, ladies and gentlemen. 2 versus 2 it is, and now 1 versus 2. Close vicinity, No Fear home, the final whole team, and you can definitely see him trying with the AUG his level best to get those casualties done, but can he get that casualty done upon on the player? As you can see, the revive being finally left alone. It either is going to be all 4-man standing of the team Secret at this point, or it's all 4-man that's going to be annihilated of the team Secret. And 12K finally gets a connection. No Fear, he's not going to be able to heal himself even with the bandages, but the Molotov is going to make quick work of him. Secret is going to survive not only with the 5 eliminations to their name, but all the 4-man at their arsenal.
It was the Molotov that finished Horror off. That was amazing. And it was such a riveting fight because they were all just jumping around the crates out in the open, which is like something new, especially since there's no like fight like that outside of Miramar and Erangel. But right now, Rondo, absolutely beautiful map. And so with that, I think everyone has calmed down. We're down to 37 players. We have 10 teams. Some of these teams are getting eaten up by that blue zone, especially Team Secret. I mean, they had their victory. They've eaten their cake, and then they're looting about. And this is still a stage 1 circle. Look at the HP bar; it's not really hurting just as much, but they definitely want to walk all 1,300 meters all the way to the next safe zone. So that's, you know what, 10 teams, and we're still not even in the 10-minute mark. So crossing our fingers, lots of things will happen. And right now, surprisingly, the highest amount of eliminations is still Team Secret with 5 eliminations. And so no total domination by just one team on this Rondo map, but you know what? It's still fine. We're still expecting a lot of surprises, especially for these teams. I mean, yesterday were definitely surprises, but today I think these guys learned their lesson.
I mean, you can see it right here. 10 teams are remaining at this point with 37 players, and 9 minutes have passed already. Meaning, 6 teams that did got the full elimination. EMP zone finally activated on DRX's side. The red dots, all these scope things, they're not going to work anymore. But Nia, he's the guy so far that had the highest number of like damage elimination wise, the MVP that is for the day number 1. This is the guy. Nia is the player. But TZ so far, Namching's Red Force, it's a fight against the APG, getting absolutely decimated. Wait a minute, Alpha Gaming, what just happened to them? Saw the team Namching's Red Force enter their compound, and it was like, okay, we're done. It's over. BTR now coming in to the Namching's Red Force. The revive has been done. A single revive has been done so far. The rest of the 2 players do need to get the revival done. But Regzy, let's see. The grenade, is it going to make any kind of connections? The answer is no. The player's finally going to get out of the compound. The rest of the player, UI, he's still staying. Doc C, he's healing. S12K is going to make its way towards the angles, but it's not enough as the players are not far. TZ is here. Ray gets eliminated, and oh my god, BTR down to the very last guy, but finally BTR takes against Namching's Red Force, taking one down, instantly getting a confirmation. I love this. That they're like, okay, we're down to the last. We're taking as much points as we possibly can for ourselves. You have to remember, this is your first point that you have even right now. But Doxy beautifully baiting the players right down lower and getting him eliminated. Namching's Red Force 6 elimination to their name and still surviving as a 3-man unit.
Amazing. NS shooting themselves up in the leaderboards for this match alone. And BTR, actually, kudos to them. I think around the 5-minute mark, they were down to 2 players already, and they managed to survive this far. And of course, survival of the fittest, they're really last, and they got picked off, just by NS right there. So, you know what? They had a good run, and now we're down to 8 teams left, 11 minutes into the game. And we can see actually the surviving teams, they're either 4-man or 3-man team. And right now in our crosshairs, we're seeing DRX trying to shoot some bullets against the nearby team. Some bullets are connecting, but definitely not enough bullets to pick them off or get some knocks or eliminations. There's definitely a lot of movement, and they're also getting shot at. They definitely got spotted, so DRX is gonna have to go ahead and reposition. Vampire Esports joins Spray, just going around this house, trying to see if they can position themselves for an entry, for a push. And over here, Lazarus going up to the second floor. Let's see if they can find YG inside of this building. Oh, there we go. The 1 versus 1 took them by surprise. And that's a 1 on the side of YG. But over here, Vampire Esports as well, storming into the building. This is between the 2 teams. We're seeing a lot of things happening in the kill feed. YG, VPE, trading kills on Nox as well. Look at the stats on that thing. YG 7-8 eliminations. I believe that is the full elimination of Vampire Esports.
Vampire Esports getting absolutely destroyed here, ladies and gentlemen, getting eliminated. But 2 eliminations to their name as well. So it's a good start, at least for the day. Match number 1 right now. But Bluzz Esports versus 4Thrives. 4Thrives is going to lose 2 of the players so far. Yangon Galacticos is also into the close proximity. If they want to, they can actually push forward. But I see IQ being super far away from the rest of the 4, also being knocked out into that far-fetched area. To revive, it's definitely going to be possible, but IQ is going to be taken down by Big Mama. No way. 4Thrives down to the very last guy at this point, and even that guy has a very slim chance of surviving. Bluzz Esports are rushing onto the 4Thrives, trying to find out where the rest of the players are, but Yangon Galacticos, Master Smile, the smile is going to fade as he is on fire. Finally gets eliminated by Axie Og. M24 on the head. It's not going to connect, but the S12K on its way gets that elimination right there. Now, 4Thrives, as they're still trying to survive in this area. Really difficult for 4Thrives to survive, but there we go. 1 player from the 4Thrive manages to get a knockdown on Bloodzy players. Now, Woke needs to go back, get that survival done as soon as possible. He's going to change directions multiple times in different angles, different compounds. IQ is also going to throw a Molotov in the compound, in which case, it's not going to hit anyone. It's not going to affect anyone. IQ also been revived. Noki been revived. The rest of the players are back to the 3-man that they are. So only they lost 1 player of the 4Thrives. And the rest team finally reset themselves. Now pushing forward, Bluzz is going to take down Yangon's last guy, meaning on the hashtag number 7, they get eliminated. Now 4Thrives is being pushed upon. The grenade is gonna go. 1 player is gonna get instantly decimated right there. The second one is super low. S12K is making its trajectory right there. The UMP45, the connections, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. Noki, IQ, both parties, both players wants to push forward. Heal yourself. Come on. As Gyro has healed himself back to the 75, he's going to push forward, try to take down the last man standing as well. The sticky grenade, sticky bomb. The entry has been denied. The player finally jumping down, coming in, getting a knockdown, a confirmation on 1 of the 4Thrives' player. It's Gyro versus IQ. 1 versus 1. Whosoever's going to win it out, it's going to take down the 1v4, but no way! DRX! Longer range, different party. Angle, no way. Bluzz official successfully given an exit.
I love that. That was actually so exciting, especially for the players. You can see the anxiety from the camera, especially Gyro. Just is who's there, and then they're trying to like get cover while trying to get some bullets in, and it's all paid off. 4T45's got wiped down, and with that, Blues shoots the way up to number 2, contesting YG with their 9 eliminations, and they're still alive, so there's a possibility that they're gonna rack up some more points later on. So well, we're 16 minutes into the game, we're down to 5 teams, but most of these teams, or maybe all of these teams right now, they're all isolated from each other, so we're not gonna expect maybe a fast game right now. But you know what, well, let's go ahead and see what's gonna happen, because well, it's a bit quiet. All the clusters of squads are like they're like they've killed each other off. So these are all like individual teams. Speaking of killing each other off, look
Oh,
at R8
nice.
spots Blues, and that's absolutely crazy. Let's see what happens now. Look at that. Look at that mini map. There's a lot of teams. There's 3 different teams in this area.
Oh my god, there's so many still teams into the area. It's such it's such a chaos to the point that I kind of love it, but also it's such a very weird kind of factor on the thing that at this point it's going to be really difficult for the teams to survive. You can see Bloods Official versus DRX already. It's going to happen as a Bloods Official trying with their shots, their connectivities to get some connections on DRX's player, Big Papa. He's loaned that HP side, but he's still surviving. One thing is that as 4-man, 3 elimination to the DRX, closing in slowly, steadily, pushing forward. But one thing, Annie, I want to see one thing, that all of these teams, all of these players from these teams actually push together, get into a single area, single city where everybody's going to absolutely decimate one another. R8 getting some shots, now no longer inside of that circle. In fact, circle takes a shift, it goes over. Now we do have to see M24 coming on the wings. There's a lot of damage that can actually occur with the M24s. But be careful on whatever you're gonna do. One single wrong move, and that will absolutely mean instant annihilation on your end.
And we can see Team Secret try to snipe another squad from nearby. I believe that is NS at the distance. And of course, R8's going to be joining the fray. They definitely need some eliminations on their side. They're getting shot at by DRX from the high ground. And so let's see what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to be pushing upwards. They're going to be trying to close the distance with them and DRX. I love the cars. But yeah, R8, I think they have a plan over here, and they definitely need to take some risks if ever they want a lot more points on their side, because compared to everyone else, to the top 5 teams, they are the ones with the lowest amount of kills. So that goes with DRX as well. They only have 3, and so if there's a full squad wipeout, it's gonna happen. One of these teams are gonna like go ahead and get a 4 points on their name. So looks like DRX will be rotating within the circle. Team Secret spots them, tries to go ahead and give that gatekeeping, and they've managed to rotate inside of a play zone. So that's quite, it's quite interesting. We're on stage 5. Looks like Team Secret spots NS as well, shooting at the cars. It looks like Blues is getting knocked down as well. There's only one healthy player left on the side of Blues. One more and they'll be eliminated off. And speaking of which, R8 suffers at the hands of VRX. NS gets them as well. So this is practically a 3-way. And so the question is now, which of these teams are gonna go ahead and survive this? Because finally, this is the 20-minute mark. 5 teams, 16 players, lots of utilities to be had. R8 still alive. Blues down to 2 players, managed to revive the last one. And S with 3. I can hear damage being taken. And, well, this is going to be interesting. This is DRX. R8 shooting at each other. Gets 1. Prestige gets picked off. QXZZZ down on the ground hasn't been spotted. And there we go. Just as I was saying, they get hit by that grenade. Lots of damage being taken. And with that, DRX, I think this is going to be over. One last player and they'll be picked off. That goes the same with R8 as well. So we're down to Blues with 10 eliminations, finally surpassing YG on the leaderboards.
Yeah.
DRX, Big
I'm-
Papa, getting
Yep.
that big damage.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's so amazing.
That's
I love this aggression going on in Rondo. So with this kind of eliminations going on, Blood's official. Like, look at them, 11 eliminations so far. We have Team Secret with 7, Nomshings with the 6, DRX with the 5. Every single one of them has actually taken care of a whole single full team before, like, getting here into the top 4. But from this point onward, it's actually going to be more intense and more intense, as there's only Team Secret with a full man squad. It's basically a 1 versus 2 versus 3 versus 4 fight. DRX solo, Blaz official duo, Team Nomshing's Red Force with trio. Then we have Team Secret with a full squad at their disposal, at their arsenal. So these are the things that has to be taken care of at this point. One single mistake, it's going to be enough to get the full elimination on your side. DRX so far, we can see them. Big Papa completely out in the open, outside of the circle. He's going to take the blue as soon as the blue is actually going to push up on him. Zerus is here at dip side, but you know, Rondo, you can make your own dips. But here we go, another sniper rifle, another bolt action in the hand. Secret so far, GK finally pushing in, but on the other side, Blow's official is taking care of one player. Now down to the very last guy, and Agzi, you can see on the minimap, he's outside of the safe zone area so far.
Yep, that's a Blues, and they're already down to one player. Once that player goes down, it's all over for Axie, especially when that stage 6 circle is gonna close in. But Frankie from Team Secret spots Big Papa, but unfortunately, he's not gonna put any bullets into their body. Instead, it's Jaiki that's gonna be getting the Big Papa, and that's the end of DRX. Down to 3 teams. Blues with 11 eliminations. Team Secret with 8. Nongshim Red Force with 7. NS, as I was saying, Jaiki gets picked off. Yeah, rather, gets knocked down. It's just a knock, guys. And so that's Trang spots NS from a distance. Spots the last player of Blues as well. But the question is now, what will be their next move? They're just getting their crosshairs out, trying to spot some more information. Spots the car. What will they do to Blues? Oh, what the hell? That was a great snipe. And with that, Blues says goodbye.
Another team, the Bloods official, the final guy that was alive. He's done and dusted. But there we go, Terang, the old action on its way on the connectivity. Finally getting a knockdown, so Binny is down. XZY. He's a heal first and foremost, but Terang, you need to push forward. Use the utilities that you have. 1 grenade, 1 Molotov to get that elimination done against your enemy. The grenade went over. No kind of connection so far, but any. We do have to see who's going to win it out.
Yeah, and we might be seeing that real soon. Team Secret pushing in with the aggression. Trang, however, steps on the molly. Nongshim Red Force, Doxy. 1 versus 1 behind this car. This is gonna be messy. There's a lot of backup on the side of Nongshim. Team Secret, however, Frankie gets knocked down. Already lost 1 player. That's Trang. Will be lost to the lobby. Beanie from Nongshim goes down as well. So this is a 2 versus 2. Unless there are any revives, it's gonna happen. There we go, inside of this building. Just 1 good move. All they have to do, get 1 smooth kill. XZY says goodbye as well. So this is a 1 versus 1. This is Doxy versus Jaiki. And here we have it, guys. Who will win? Question is, who will win with this 1 versus 1? And who will win this first chicken dinner? In this Rondo map, Beanie falls. And so it's just TS. Possible revive. Possible 2 versus 1. Nongshim definitely all alone in this rooftop. Gonna go for the aggression. Throwable. Jackie, Darks, this is a long wait. We're 25 minutes into the game.
We're already 25 minutes into the game. Yes, that's for sure. But GK of the one and only Doxy. It's a one versus
You.
one. The grenade's going over, not getting any connection. Oh my god. He's here once again. Nestor 9 bullets left
Ooh.
and loaded. He's definitely going to go jump fire, getting a lot of damage done, but he manages to get into the compound. Now it's a spray fight. A spray gets a connection. There's slight bit of damage. GK, be very what you're gonna do. Heal yourself as soon as possible. The grenade went boom. The player went 75 versus S12K. It is, ladies and
Ooh.
gentlemen. It can be done anything, but there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. There we have it. Connection made its way, and the winner chicken dinner is on. I mean, it took a while, but it definitely was.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that this is the debut of Nongshim Red Force, and that's already a winner chicken dinner on their part. And it was an absolutely riveting one versus one. It took a while, yes, that's true, maybe a minute or two, but it was fun. It was like a really high stakes, um, uh, hide and seek kind of game. You know, whoever wins will get four more
Yeah.
points than the other. And with that, high stakes, high reward as well. And so, congratulations once again to Nongjim Red Force. It was a beautiful game, and they survived all that. I believe they're around the top of the leaderboards. They have a lot of eliminations too. So I'm wondering what their final
Yeah.
points will be. So we're gonna be seeing that later.
No, we're definitely going to see what the final points, final ranking is going to be at a later stages. But right now, I want to see is individual team performance stat. How much of the individual performances that were done by these players with the Vanilla Chicken Dinner on its way? What kind of a connection, what kind of playing out throughout the game? Did they had a lot of like damage done on towards the players, knockout being dealt upon their enemies, or it was kind of on the last moments, last circles were the one that were responsible for all of those aggressive stances for the players. But aside from that, there's a lot of more factors, facts and figurines that do come out into the play. That even if you do get the Vanilla Chicken Dinner, how far can you into the overall ranking? How much of a big faith, a big jump can you take into the overall leaderboards? Are you going to be able to overtake the top team or not? But right now, ladies and gentlemen, the stats are definitely going to be on our screen. Nom Ching's overall ranking 17, still pretty far. Number of elimination is 10. Damage dealt is 1893, 27.4 kilometers.
Mm-hmm. And I think Nonshim Red Force wasn't here yesterday. I think if my memory serves me right, and it usually doesn't. But since they are 17th in place, there's a huge possibility that's happened. And so with that, these are the individual team stats. We have Joxy with 5, XZY with 4, Beanie with 1, and TZ or Tiz1 has 0 points, and it looks like there's a lot of damage dealt, especially with XZY with 943, Doxy with 663, and Beanie with 25730 for TZ. Maybe they got picked off earlier. I didn't quite catch that, but you know what? A great debut once again. Nongshim Red Force came in with a huge amount of force, and they took this Rondo map by storm. And so let's see if they can bring this kind of performance onto the next map, which is like Miramar and Erangels and that one Sandhawk. So let's see if we can find that consistency. Will they ride this momentum and bring this kind of, energy all the way to the end, because they still have two days left. That's 12 maps in order to prove themselves.
Oh yeah, now it has actually total maps, but yes, there's a lot of matches to be played upon to prove yourself, get into the top ranking. But going into the match summary, it is 61 to 993. Thank God, 3 grenades, 2 airdrops, 1 week elimination, and amongst all of the 61 eliminations, 5302 is the total healing done. And last but not the least, it is DRX's Nia with the longest elimination distance of 320 meters. Going into the damage graph, look at Namshing's Red Force. 10 eliminations, 1893 damage. They're still lacking behind, even as the Winona Chicken Dinner behind the Team Secret with 11 elimination, 2009 damage. That's 11 elimination, double the damage that they have put themselves into. Bloods Official, 11 elimination to their name as well, 1390 damage. Then we have DRX, 5 eliminations, 1705 damage. That's 3 times more than the damage. Galacticos also has a bit of 1.2, 1.3 per multiplier more damage than their actual elimination. 8 elimination, 1139. Then we have Team RA, 2 for 503. AST with 40611 for Thrives with 1 elimination but 847 damage. The only team amongst all of this with a solo elimination but almost 8 to 9 elimination of the damage.
And it's a crazy amount of stats, and these are our leaderboards for our first match. And as a 20 total points, a beautiful amount of points from there. But Team Secret and Blues do get one more elimination than NS. Although they didn't finish as the winner in the Chicken Dinners, they got a decent amount of points, 17 and 16. In fact, going in with DRX in number 4, it's a pretty huge drop with 9 points. That goes the same with YG as well. These two teams, they had a good run, but unfortunately, they did not make it to the end. And so, for the rest of the teams, R8, ASC, 40, those are their stats. And these are our overall leaderboards. BTR, of course, they sit comfortably with 82 points. They crossed the 80 mark yesterday, so they're pretty comfortable up there. They have a lot of points to go about, but they definitely cannot sit still. They have to do something if they want to keep their number 1 spot, because slowly and surely some of these teams are going to climb up and try to contest that.
Oh, that's absolutely true. There's definitely going to be those crucial facts and figurines on someone's going to contest them in a short moment of time. But 82 points still. I'd say BTR is still in the very safer angle. 82 points is a huge number. Still almost 29 of the difference points by Team Secret. They're kind of okay for the next maybe 1 or 2 games. DRX 52, 51 for E-Arena. Okay, top 4, that's where the actual fight is happening. Only 1 point of a difference amongst the top 4 from the number 2 to the number 4. Hora Esports 41, DRS 41. This is also a fight that has to be occurred. DK, APG, alongside of A1RG, they are on the first chart as well. But there's still going to be a bit of time before these charts are going to take a very huge jump from the teams with the points and everything. But so far, it is going kinda okayish, kinda close to each other with 1, 2, maybe to 4 points of a difference. It's not too much like that you have like a winner chicken dinner to cross it over. You just need a decent number of points. But ladies and gentlemen, match number 1 is done and dusted. We will be going for a short break before heading into the Miramar match. So stay here with us, stay connected. We'll be right.
Is the gloves with teddy, the headband, and also the tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god!
The highly anticipated addition to the Mummy series outfits is here. Paired with the new Ice Tomb Glider, the Polar Spectrophage set is just what you need to freeze your enemies. Or send them ablaze with the Inferno Fiend set's new upgradable Chain Inferno Uzi. All the Mummy outfits are back. Get them all. Join now and collect the whole series to turn all eyes on the battleground. Event period, July 10th, 2025 through September 2nd, 2025.
And we are back. This is PUBG Mobile's Training Ground Season 2, day number 2, and we just witnessed rather match number 1. That is our
Yeah.
Rondo map, our first chaotic map. And once again, we are your casters. I'm Annie, and Torix is with me. Torix, what did you think about that
Thank you.
match?
The match was really good. Rondo, especially at the starting of the phases, the amount of elimination, the amount of aggression that we do see at the Rondo, it's absolutely phenomenal, right? Then comes down to the fact that after Rondo now, it's going to be the Miramar. It's going to be the match where you are usually going to see a very stalemate games, very slow-paced games. But we will have to see what's gonna happen to that particular factor and particular thing where all of these actions is gonna occur, because it's going to be Miramar. All of these teams that do love to play it out onto the safer side at early stage. That's when the diversity becomes. You're not used to the early fight. You're not used to those early aggressions. Slowly and steadily, as the matches progress, as the stage progress, stage number 4 and number 5 occurs, 16, 18 out of 18 teams instantly gets into a fight, and it's a chain reaction from that point onward. So obliteration on obliteration on obliteration.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a pattern with this lineup of teams. And in Rondo, okay, we can, cut them some slack. Rondo is a pretty unusual map. And we saw just from the flight path, there were like clusters of teams that landed in the same drop-off spot. So there were a lot of pickoffs early on. But in Miramar and Erangel, I've noticed yesterday that there's aggression within the first 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes to maybe 20 minutes, like it's just like sporadic engagements, and then everything else happens within like mark 25 minutes or something. So these games are gonna drag out, and you can kind of feel just how serious these teams are with this tournament. I mean, they're just they're really amazing teams. They're amazing teams. I've seen these teams play on other competitions as well, and they've made a name for themselves. Individual players made names for themselves, and so with that, you know what? It just comes down to this: just an amazing fight between 16 wonderful teams. And so with that, Miramar. Once again, you're right. It's a map that has a lot of stalemate and a lot of camping. And so with that, we're probably gonna have to get ready for a lot of bird watching, a lot of grass growing, kind of thing in match number two.
Oh yeah. Match number two, you're not gonna find any kind of grass to hide yourself into. Maybe those dried
Definitely.
leaves, the dried bushes. You can do that. But in Erangel and in Tannock, everyone's gonna go and touch grass from that point onward. Everyone's gonna be snakes. Maybe there's some snaky plays into the area. Those third parties that can potentially occur on two of the teams. But oh my god, okay, we're going straight into the match in number two, the Mid-Miramar, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see,
Hey.
Arena alongside of the proximity into the Los Leones with another team, but the circle's gonna go all the way up to the north. La Cobreria and the Oasis is in its play.
Yep, I think the game thinks it's being funny. Look at that flight path. It's already so disadvantageous to these 16 teams. And to make matters worse, to rub salt on the wound, they put the circle all the way up northwest. And so with that, it looks like DRS and NS, they landed in the same spot, yet going on full Robin Hood. And there we have it, one versus one. Ardieta holding on to dear life, and look at that gun, Uzis. What are you gonna do with the long range in there? And so with that, it just all comes down to who got the better guns, who got enough ammo for this early game engagement. It looks like there will be a third party too. If you look at the mini map, it looks like it would be Vampire Esports coming in as a third party, and they have a lot more decent guns. That's a first blood going on to Lazarus on the side of VPE.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. We are seeing some early fights in the Miramar match, whereas so far it is that Vampire Lazarus kind of far away from the rest of his team, and is also taking the fight into a different proximity. But DRS Killer, he has a Uzi in hand. Let's see what he's going to be actually capable of against Namsheng's Red Force. Vampire from the back lines wants to do a third party into this area. They're going to definitely come in close. Yatauta, low on that HP. He's one bullet away. Just a single graze away from that elimination. If it happens, it's going to be all over for the player. But so far, it's Yatauta. 19 bullets. Alongside of the Namsheng's player that's not making any aggressive move. I love the fact that there's not any aggressive move, but wait a second. Yetauta, where are you shooting that arrow? Where are you shooting?
I don't know. Let's find out. But Tietuwita can't even jump out of the building without, potentially probably dying. But over here, EA and Kinutrup, looks like Mark will be saying goodbye by the hands of E Arena. But Yango and Galacticos hovering around. I think they actually found A1RG nearby. Throwing those doorbells. Romeo boy inside of this house, trying to see if they can find a good angle. I think they're doing a split push at this rate. They have snipers, and they have someone taking charge, trying to push into the buildings. All the while, the RS and Nongshim Red Force. So they're different fights all over the map, and now it's a one versus one. Say Cloud versus I can't quite catch the name of someone from up there, and that's actually A1RG. But all the while, and somewhere out there in the other map, it looks like Kinotrope will be the first team to be saying goodbye. I don't think the match is over just yet. I mean, YG's already losing their players one after the other. It looks like they're down to 3 players. I think there's gonna be 2 because one just got shut down. It looks like A1RG does say goodbye as well. We just crossed the 5-minute mark. We're already down to 14 teams. Yeah, definitely. That, We'll just have to watch everyone else, how they're all faring. And so it looks like we're going down to a stalemate once again, but I don't think it's going to be for long. DRS still within the vicinity of another squad. That would be NS actually, Nongshim Red Force, the winner chicken dinner winners of the previous game. And it looks like everyone is just kind of hiding within these buildings.
Annie,
And I think
y-
yes.
Annie, you can see the fights kind of dragging on. Yes, Namcheng's Red Force did manage to get those elimination for themselves at one point in time, but still, one player has been eliminated. They were not able to secure that elimination. They only managed to, I do believe so, get a knockdown at that point. So Yeta Uta still has an opportunity to get that revive as soon as DRS is done with them. But KYT, he wants to push forward. 1897, one bullet. Both of them got a connection. It's a knockdown. It's a confirmation. And Namcheng's Red Force, in a single split second, from 3
No.
to all the way down to 1.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. No! Beanie goes down, and that's actually a wipeout for Nongshim Red Force. That's crazy. I mean, I was
God.
rooting for them because they were very late to this tournament. They did not participate in day number 1, so they have a lot of catching up to do. And they had a really good momentum on the Rondo map. So I was like hoping that, they're going to catch up to at least maybe 50 or 60 points. And that will put them in maybe like the first page, but they got picked off early, unfortunately, and it's not even like 8 minutes into the game yet. But BTR, the current defenders of the top 1 spot in the overall leaderboards, they're out here, 0 eliminations, but they're all healthy, they're all alive, they all have a full roster, and they're out for blood.
I mean, it's Miramar, and 7 minutes, 8 minutes passed up into the Miramar. We're seeing a lot of fights. So VPR8. It's another fight that's going to ensue. Damar, one of the guy alongside of Prestige, pushing forward towards the side of VP Empire Esports. Let's see if they're going to be able to get those eliminations for themselves. So far, it is Damar throwing all the Molotovs that he can possibly accumulate to his name. He's out of the Molotov, but Prestige gets on an excess out. Now it's a DBS versus DBS that's going to occur in the hand of Damar. It's going to be only M416 and the Mini 14, the long range quarter guns. Healing has been done. 75-75. DBS versus DBS. It's happening. The M416 is going to win it out, and Damar gets that final nail in the coffin. It's 4 elimination, and Empire Esports out of the match, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the match, straight up. Now, 12 total teams, but Federal is talking about a Bigatron by Vitality. This guy's individual elimination, the amount of eliminations that this guy has throughout this whole 7-8 games, it's 14, 23, 73 is the damage, 2 assists, and almost 12 minutes of average survival time.
That's crazy. I mean, 14 whole eliminations spread out within 8 games. That's crazy. And that's just one person, too. And, of course, taking a look at what everyone else is up to, it looks like Team Secret and DRS are nearby. Jaiki spots DRS. The map, but on the other hand, he's getting shot at as well. Let's see what happens. It looks like this is going to be a skirmish, but DRS Gaming, I think they're like backing off and they're quite far away from the circle. So they'll definitely have to get out of this place, get a vehicle, and rotate into the area. I mean, this is still stage number 2. There's not much pressure, but they're sooner or later they're gonna have to come out and play with everyone else. Go to the play zone and have some fun and get some engagements, get some eliminations. And just looking at the leaderboards, it looks like there are a lot of teams that are already doing well, but the highest amount of eliminations is still. Speaking of eliminations, looks like BTR's Bumblebee will be knocked down.
Bumblebee has been knocked down, but talking about DRS, I mean, I love the fact Kiddo YT did a 1v4, and I'm all about it. I'm all about those 1v4s, those single gameplays, single individual player gameplays. It's so amazing. It's so amazing that it happens. But Cyclone so far on our screen, DRS is already on the hashtag number 6 whatsoever into the overall ranking. But Nofia with the Mini 14, he's ready. 300 almost bullets at his arsenal. BTR in the front lines. They know, at least Hora knows that, okay, there is a BTR in the front line. There's a team into the proximity. He's shooting at the car, at the rooftop of the car, in hopes to get a lot of damage on the car, that it can be blown away, and it's not usable from that point onward.
Yeah, definitely, and that's something to look out for, and especially since this circle is kind of getting interesting as well, and that's E Arena out of bounds. DRS trying to probably gatekeep this. There's a possibility that could happen. I mean, this is still stage number 2 circle. It's not much worrying, but still sooner or later they have to get in and try to position themselves within the play zone. And so, right now, there's a lot of teams congregating, but not any bullets, no engagements, no knockdowns, no eliminations just yet. So, 12 teams, all behaving, not crossing the 12-minute mark yet, and there are 44 plays, 44 looming possible eliminations. Killer YT from DRS is quite low on health. It's a good thing they got into the play zone. Hora from No Fears, Hora trying to shoot at R8. Unfortunately, the bullets won't be connecting yet. APG, on the other hand, finds Killer YT, and Hora also gets the other players from R8, and that's actually the end for R8.
That is absolutely true. R8. With just the 4 elimination, they get eliminated early on this match. They're not going to have any more placement points or elimination points for themselves. So far, it is 4th rise into the kill feed, ladies and gentlemen, versus Blood Official, the team that took a 4th rise down into the previous match. Now it's up against the team 4th rise. They're going to take one, finish one. Second one is also down. 4th rise is pushing on onto the rest of the Blood Officials of player. The car has been spotted. The shot is definitely going to be done, but Agsy is going to survive. All the shots are going to be on the car and not on the players, and now the player is going to push with the painkiller in hand. He's going to utilize that. He's going to spot down the players. He's going to get out. He's going to spray on the car. Almost gets the player down, but the reload is going to get the better of him. And once again, a peek, a fire, a damage has been done. Gyro been taken down. Tamag in the front lines cooking a grenade. Both parties at equal time on the grenade. They're going to burst down simultaneously, and no damage whatsoever on both sides. Healing is definitely going to be done as Tamang, he is closing in. He's definitely going to close in. There's no way he can't do that. But why are you leaving your buggy behind? This is my question for the lives. Why are you leaving your buggy behind? There's also Yes T24 from the top of the mountain, just chilling there, looking at Tamang. The moment Tamang is going to move out into the open, he's going to be shot down.
Oh, there we have it. It's a little bit messy, especially with the blue zone looming about, and there's the teams that are getting kept by 4 thrives right now. So that's what we're gonna be watching out for. This is a stage 3 circle, about to be a stage 4 later on, and so that is gonna be really interesting. So Hora Esports, I think they spotted BTR at the distance. I believe that's Bumblebee. They've spotted him, trying to see if they can get some kills. But E Arena, all the while off camera, they do get picked off finally. I believe they were out of bounds last time we saw them, and so I guess they couldn't hold out that for long. 4 thrives, still thriving, by the way. Spots another squad nearby, trying to get those bullets in, but unfortunately, that's their players not to be there. Finally see the movement, and all the while, Blue's Gyro is gonna be lost to the play zone. So that's lots of bullets in, not connecting. 4 thrives, you can do it. Get that kill, bro. Get that kill.
Oh yeah, go get those eliminations. But try Vero Messi, oh my god. a third party in all of this proximity where DRS is taking the fight head on with the S12K. The DBS says they're going to be taken down by the hand of DRX. DRS out by the hand of DRX. Now for throws, you can see them. For esports, also you can see them into the fight taken in the long quarters against Alpha Gaming. The taps not connecting. Okay, that's sad for esports on the hashtag number 5 that they are. 0 grenade elimination, but 23 eliminations in total for the past 6 matches. The 7 match, I don't know if it's added in this one or not, because if it does, that means 25 eliminations so far for Thrives. Oh no! Situation's not going good as one player from 4 Thrives gets taken down.
That is one less player from their side. So 4 Thrives. Let's see if I can read that. That's Parak? Parak, yeah. Okay, anyways, guys, we're down to 9 teams and 30 players, and it looks like YG's sitting on top, but only with 4 eliminations. And so that's actually the highest amount of eliminations for any team over here. And right now, it looks like Alpha Gaming, they have 1 player that needs that revive. And for everyone else, it looks like BTR is still a 4-man team, and they're sitting dead last with 0 eliminations alongside Blues. So with that, we're still watching 4 Thrives, still thriving by the way, but unfortunately they're down by 1 player and they only have 1 elimination. So Tribe Erangel, finally we see them up kicking in this game, and Blues is over there at the distance as well. And so since these players, they're not engaging with each other, pretty sure the stage 5 circle will be forcing their hands later on.
I mean, top 9 top teams, DRS, RBEA, the one that got the 4 eliminations, they haven't taken care of, but those tap fires are not gonna affect as another party, a different angle, gets the better of T24 OP. T24 being taken down. It's a knockdown on the guy, but IQ, now he has to move forward as soon as possible. Get that revival done. Naki cooking those grenades against a Tribero Messi's player. Let's see if any connection is going to be on its way or not, but so far the grenades may not reach towards the Trix's side from the in fact Naki's angle, because there's a lot of distance to cover from the lower ridge to the upper ridge. You have to really go forward to get those connectivities done, but Trix getting a lot of damage. Now Naki's location has been revealed. You can see Bumblebee versus East. It's happening. It's 2 different angles, 2 different fight. Alpha Gaming, AST, Team Secret, Team 4 Thrives, and all of this amidst. Everybody's taking those fights and all those actions that is occurring in this area. We do have to see what's going to happen. A grenade coming on the east side. East is angle, but he's very lucky to survive.
Well, it's a good thing they're lucky. Let's see what Refuse will be doing at this rate. I mean, we're throwing those throw balls, but unfortunately, I don't think APG kind of did enough damage to take down Horror Esports. So, well, we'll be looking out for them. It looks like they'll be trying to see, I don't think they have a lot of information, especially with the smokes popping up. And for everyone else, it looks like BTR, they do have 1 player that needs a revive. Everyone else still has at least 3 players, except for Blues. They have the least amount of players still alive. They have the numbers at this point. Finally gets the information that they need, finds a Hora Esports, finds their location. That grenade is probably not gonna hit anyone, but IQQ spots someone from Tribe Erangel up at the elevations. And with that, lots of things happening, not enough things popping up in the kill feed until now. I think No Fear Hora does get knocked down. Will it be a confirmation? That's the question. And with that grenade, will it be finishing them off? Yep. Sleepy Hora will be knocked down. No Fear will be finished off. Jiggle Hora gets knocked down as well. Oh my gosh, what happened to Hora? I think they're down to 1 player left.
Oh yeah, Hora is down to the very last guy from this point onward. The situation is going to really intense for these guys, but Zeru's taking the grenade on Nifedralis. IQ gets eliminated. 4 Thrives is out of the match as well. Alpha Gaming, 6 eliminations, slowly and steadily pushing forward towards the BTR's side. Kent is cooking a grenade so far, but on the back lines, you can see in the compounds, the rest of the BTR is actually ready to take that cover, give that cover to their own team members. The location is revealed. Refus knows exactly where the rest of the players of Alpha Gaming is situated at, so be very careful on what you're going to do and how you're going to play it off. But so far, the damage from Zeol is going to occur on the players, but you can see East being taken down. Top 8 teams. At least if anyone gets eliminated, he's going to receive 1 placement point. But oh my god, Refus! That was amazing. He gets a knockdown in this long of a range with just the grenade. He gets the grenade right on the face. Risey also gets knocked down in the smoke. He sprays. The Refus sprays does not get any connection whatsoever. So, I want to see Zeol, what Zeol is going to do. But Zeol, East, these two guys together, as East gets taken down, Zeol is forced to push back to get that revival done upon on the players. But Tradralis now cooking those grenades, and if any single one of them connects, God forbid, it connects on Zeol, it's going to be super intense. But Refus takes down Bumblebee in mid-air as he was traveling with the car. Now, down to the very last guy, it's Fedralis. Fedralis been taken down. 5 elimination individually for Zeol, 3 for Refus, 2 for East. That's 10. 10 total elimination for the whole team.
Oh my gosh. AG, 10 eliminations, sitting at a number 1 rank on the total points for this map alone. And second is actually a huge drop to Tribe Eremacy with 5. So, you know what? I think that they're standing out a lot right now, and I think Tribe Eremacy rather is going to try to contest that. But all the while, lots of trades coming in. But in the end, Team Secret will be saying goodbye as team number 7. Now we're down to 6 teams rather, and 16 players left, and it looks like a lot of these teams are doing well, especially AG. They're having a really good game right now. And for Blues, they're down to 2 players, and compared to the other teams, especially with AG with 3 players, AST with 4, DRX with 3, it's kind of hard to kind of compete with that. So I think they're going for the placement points. They're not going aggressive. But on the other hand, speaking of aggressive, I think YG is going to be going out in the open, trying to see if they can take this risk, take these fights, and potentially get some eliminations too. But they are taking damage from the grenades from APG.
Alpha Gaming, they're throwing more grenades, but at the same time, Alpha Gaming is also being taken down. Zeol with the spray gets a lot of damage on the player, but not enough. It's still not enough to get that casualty connected on the guys. But no, Yangon getting the connection. Zeol finally clutching it in, making an equal trade-off, but East gets a finisher. A grenade goes over towards the Say Cloud, and Refus gets that knock. Master Smile, the one and only hope for the whole team right now is Master Smile for Yangon Galacticos, and he has been spotted. Not only just spotted, you can see the sprays that's coming in on towards the player, on towards the sky. There's a no hope for this player to actually survive, get out of this place unscathed. Blust to Mag also gets eliminated by the hand of Tribe Messi's player. That's 7 eliminations so far. You can see Rig Mountaintop once again trying to look forward, trying to look for the fight. Not finding any kind of connections, but we have Delta. We have Delta in the midst of all of this. There's Yangon Galacticos, Master Smile, the last guy. The grenades are going. It's reaching. Wait a minute. It's actually reaching close to the area of the players. But Refus, finally out of the grenades, he can no longer throw those utilities. Alpha Gaming taking their fight, taking their shot onto a different angle, approaching it up. But 6th stage is about to close. 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to have our stage number 7. These 6 teams is going to go for a head-to-head tussle once again to find out who's going to be that victorious one.
Yep, and I think we're gonna be finding that out real soon because we are 24 minutes into the game, down to 6 teams. Still way too many for this, stage of the game. But, well, that circle is gonna change things. Smile. I don't know if you'll be smiling any longer with Alpha Gaming having you on their crosshairs. Let's see what's gonna happen. It looks like Zayal will be trying to go for the aggression. I think this is a potential vehicle elimination. Unfortunately, it's not. Zayal takes a lot of damage from that blue zone. One versus one.
There
Master
we go.
Smile goes down. I think that's the end of YG completely. And now we're down to the top 5 teams. 11 players, in fact. Tribe Aromacy has the high ground, trying to snap everyone else down. But on the other hand, Horror Esports spots them. Sky Horror trying to put those sprays on, but unfortunately, won't be getting any of the kills. But actually, Horror Esports, it's just Sky, the lone wolf of their team. So, you know what? They have a decent amount of placement points. I think they're just trying to get as much eliminations as possible.
That is absolutely true. They're trying their level best to get as much eliminations as they can possibly can for themselves at this point. But you can see Giante finally getting an elimination. 8 elimination to the proximity, but 12 elimination to Alpha Gaming. Now Tribero Messias, they have finally managed to secure an elimination. They're gonna go forward, but Horror Esports is gonna take the better of Bluz. Bluz out of the match with just the 3 eliminations. Still surviving as a solo with 4 eliminations to their name. DRX, we can see them as a duo as well. So only a miss of all of these teams. There's only Tribero Messi with a full squad alive. 8 elimination at their arsenal. So that's a very big boy number. That's a big boy number right there. But Delta chilling out near the DRX's angle, and DRX, they have the opportunity to spot them down. But I want to see Giante. I want to see what Giante is going to do, because Giante is right above Big Mama and Big Papa at this point. Nia, in fact, Big Mama and Nia. And if he can possibly get some shots connected, he can take down not one, but both of the players of the DRX. This means the potential of the DRX to actually secure some more elimination is kind of low. It all depends upon Giante and his shots, the sprays that he's going to commence up against the DRX.
Yeah, definitely. But at least it's all over now. DRX gets those kills, and now we're down to 3 teams: ASC, DRX, and Ahura. Rig! That's a lot of Big Mama damage on their side, and now they have to do is kind of deal with the one last member of DRX, one last member of Ahura, and ASC is still a 4-man team. I think we know how this is gonna end, because numbers advantage, a very big difference. And so let's see how Tribe Aromacy is gonna go ahead and try to approach this. Nia actually takes Delta down, I think. Wow, that's actually one stray elimination going into the side of DRX, and they're still hiding in this one spot. And Nia actually manages to heal themselves up. Let's see if someone from Tribe Aromacy is gonna be brave enough to try to go ahead and get that kill, because they have the information. They know that he's over there. Oh, I love the approach. Giante finally takes him out. And with that, all that's left is to kind of hunt down Sky Horror and ASC. They're gonna have a field time, you know. They're gonna find him eventually. Ooh.
Yeah, he's absolutely gonna find him eventually, but how eventually is that eventually gonna be? This is the question. So far, Sky Horror against Giante. It's a 1 versus 3. Hora, it's all up to you. All up to you, buddy. You're gonna make a wrong move, and that's gonna affect the entirety of how you're gonna be able to play it out this much of this game. How many more elimination you can actually squeeze out of this. It all is gonna depend on how much more elimination you can get. If you're gonna be able to get a vanilla chicken nerd, that's up to you. But Trix, he's close. He's cooking, and I'm gonna let him cook. He's gonna make sure with the grenades, he's gonna be able to do some decent damage on towards the players, whereas the rest of the party, they will definitely enter, they will definitely rush. There goes the grenade, no connection. Oh, he just gave out his location towards the Sky Hora, and now Sky Hora, he's cooking those grenades as well. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2.
Ooh. Oh!
And that can make a connection. The answer is no. The jump shot is not going to affect as well. And as we know it, it's over within the blink of an eye. Hora Esports not managing to secure any elimination. And it is Tribero Messi, ladies and gentlemen, with the winner chicken dinner of the match number 2, the Miramar.
You can imagine Sky Hora's mind was just full of calculations, like I know I'm not gonna win this, but maybe I will. I can get those pickoffs, but unfortunately not even one towards the end. But it was a good try. Sky Hora managed to get a second place for their team with just the survivability. But congratulations, of course, to Treb Eremisi. 3 players are still alive in the end, and they managed to get that winner chicken dinner. And so, typical Miramar map, no surprises whatsoever. And so with that, Rondo was pretty cool, but Miramar was pretty standard, pretty textbook. And we're going to be moving on to Erangel, so lots of no surprises. But you know what? It was still fun. A lot of teams managed to rack up a lot of points, especially since this is day number 2. They still have a lot of time, a lot of maps to kind of get a lot of points in the bag, and there's not a lot of pressure unless for tomorrow. So with that, let's just see what happens. But this match number 2 for today, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was really good for the players. The amount of aggression that we did see throughout this game, even after Rondo, the Miramar was really, really on the aggressive side. We can't say that, okay, Miramar was the typical Miramar that we usually see. No. This time, it was really good. It was really amazing. My question is that from this point onward, is that how well the teams are going to perform into their next few couple of matches. But Tribero Messi, after this winner chicken dinner, 11 total elimination, they're going to be on the hashtag number 3. 2786 is the damage dealt in this match. 33.8 kilometers, 18 throwables used throughout this whole game. And I think it was somewhere in between the mid phase of the game where they started using the throwables, but going into the individual stats, 5 elimination for Rig. 1414 damage. That's insane.
Wow.
That's huge. That's 3 times more the damage of his elimination. Then we have Trix, 3 elimination, 388. 2 elimination for Giante, 567 damage. 1 elimination for Delta, and 417 damage. But my man, Rig, this guy is a beast on its own. And I'm not going to be surprised if he is also the MVP of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. And to think that AST already has a total of 11 eliminations, and the damage is even way more than that. The proportions is just absolutely insane. They're supposed to have more. They dealt so much damage, but I guess it got healed up and stuff. They just couldn't give that finisher just in time. But still, those are big boy numbers, definitely. And of course, this is the match summary. We have 60 eliminations, 5 grenades, 2 airdrops looted. Unfortunately, no vehicle eliminations, and a lot of healing done. That's 8,759. Probably a lot of them going against Tribe Eremisi, because that's a lot. And of course, longest elimination, I think this is the longest number I've seen so far. It's 401 meters going into Team Secrets Trang. So, pretty impressive if I say so myself.
It is pretty impressive. Yes, I do agree. But going into the MVP of the match, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. I told you I'm not going to be surprised if it would have been Rig, and it is the MVP, ladies and gentlemen. His longest elimination of the distance is 193 meters. The survival time that this guy pulled off for the whole team for his individual stat is also a considerable good one. Almost the end of Miramar. 27 minutes and 42 seconds this guy survived. He has been a different breed. He has been an absolute beast of the team member for his team at the very least in this match. But going into the damage graph, Tribero Messi Alpha Gaming. These two are soaring high. One has a damage number soaring high, other one has the elimination on the highest. 11 elimination for the Tribe RMSC 2786, then we have APG with 12 elimination 2563 damage. 8 elimination for the DRX with 951, Hora Esports 4 1119, we have Yangon with 5 1435. Third 773 for 3 elimination for the Secret, 996 with 4 elimination for DRS, and last but not the least, R8 with 677 and 4 eliminations.
And the monsters for this game are Tribe Eremisi and Alpha Gaming, both of them crossing the 2000 damage mark and more. I mean, Alpha Gaming with 2-5, that's absolutely insane. But yeah, this is the match leaderboards. Of course, Tribe Eremisi sitting at number 1 with 21 points in this Miramar map. Coming in second is Alpha Gaming with 16 total points. Just a one more elimination against Tribe Eremisi, but unfortunately they got picked off quite early on, so they don't get as much placement points. Coming in third is DRX with 13, Horror with 10, YG with 7. Still pretty impressive. And for the rest, there are 4 teams with 4 points. CS, DRS, R8, and EA. Bloods and Vampire Esports get 3. BTR, 14, A1RG get 1, and KN and NS unfortunately got picked off quite early on, and they're sitting at 0 points for this game. So, this is the overall leaderboards, and it looks like BTR is still there.
Yep. BTR is still on the number 1. This match is not going to affect their placement by any means whatsoever. Going into the DRX, 65. Okay, that's now more than 1 point of a difference against the third one. But Tribe Messi jumping up on the leaderboard, 58 points. Team Secret with 57, 55 for Arena, APG with 54, 51. For the Hora Esports, DRS with 45, 44 for the Yangon, DK with 40, 39 for the A1RG, plus 37, 34 for the 4T, Vampire with 31, 28 for Kinotro, 25 for R8, and Nomching's Red Force with the 20 points.
And Nonshim, they really had a really good Rondo map, but all the while in the second map in this Miramar, they got picked off early. So I wonder what that's gonna look like in the next Erangel map. So you know what, they got picked off quite early, so maybe there's a little bit of bad luck with the drop off points. But yeah, it was really fun to watch, especially since Miramar is a pretty typical map. But the funny thing is, BTR still sitting at number 1 with 83 points. I believe yesterday they were like line of 80, so there's not much climbing on the side of their numbers, and they still managed to hold on to the number 1 spot. So you know, the cushion between them and a top number 2 is so big that they were pretty comfortable, even though they did kind of shine for like a few maps or so. But yeah, maybe it's gonna change later on. So we're gonna find out later on in match number 3. That will be Erangel. And before that happens, of course, we will be taking a short break. So for those of you tuning in, stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Cybertron's future is near. Autobots, roll out! This planet reeks of weakness. Your courage reignites my spark. We'll crown a new lord of Cybertron. Roll for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
come check out WoW version 3.9 during this blistering summer. But watch out so you don't get blasted by ink. The new Ink Blaster fires ink in multiple different colors. Like other firearms, it deals damage, but it also splatters anything it hits with ink. Look at how much fun they're having. Look, seems like the pool party's got some fierce-looking guests. The Smog Zombie and Spitter Zombie have been added to WoW. They're not easy to deal with. Don't miss out on this summer showdown. We might need a janitor to come clear up the battleground. Hold on, an old friend from Winter has come to join our party too. How epic! Start creating with these new objects. The creator page now has a co-creation wallet feature, which displays your detailed creation earnings. Stay tuned.
Is the gloves with teddy, the headband, and also the tail. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, once again into the PUBG Mobile Training Ground, Nepal Pro Season number 2. We are back again after the 2 individual matches that just got played. This is your host, Torix, and with me, it is Annie for the day number 2 as well. Annie, welcome back. But the matches, they've been going quite, fast compared to the day number 1 that we witnessed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess everyone kind of adjusted already. Day one is full of adjustments, full of getting to know each other's. But right now, day number 2, I bet they've watched the streams already. They've learned a little bit something from the tournament right now. And of course, we'll be going on to match number 3, which is Erangel. And just a quick rewind, we did see Miramar with the victory of Tribe Aramasi. And of course, Rondo with non-shim Red Force making their debut in this tournament, getting 20 points for their first game. But yeah, match number 3, Erangel, and that's pretty much, the standard default map that we have here in PUBG. Match number 4 will be Sandhawk, a little bit of a wild card just to spice things up. But yeah, basically everything else is like standard maps, Erangel, Miramar, and Erangel as well. So we're going to be looking forward to that. But before anything else, of course, we'll be going on to our first Erangel map. And hopefully we'll be seeing the flight path really soon, because previous game we got surprised over there. But yeah, I think everyone's just settling into the lobby. And we're going to be flying the plane really soon.
Yes, match number 3. It's going to be the Erangel, and it's not going to be long, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to head into the match. And actually, okay, the moment I say it, we are in the match. We are in our 3rd match of the day. Halfway point coming on, ladies and gentlemen. Erangel going from the military base. all the way up to the road. In fact, Georgia Pool. I thought it was going from the top of the Rosa to the Severny, but no, it's going straight to the shooting range at the very corner. Somewhat a tilt to the western angles. Georgia Pool hospitals. They're easily accessible. Even Napoliana, I would say it's actually accessible for the teams. But Milta Power, Novorobnoy, and the Lipovka area, the mansion areas, they're not going to be accessible for the teams unless they find themselves a car, unless they find themselves vehicles, and then just drive away to their own separate locations. We have even seen Stalber being contested by the players, by some of these teams at one point in time. So even that's not accessible unless you have cars, and even if you try to glide your way up, you can only go so much so far to the last you can see the line near the Stolber area to that cart line.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard, especially with that flight path. So I guess these teams are gonna cut their losses. You know, they're not gonna go ahead and go there. And actually, a lot of these teams is actually pretty 50-50 going west or east. And look at that, Circle's gonna close in on Sosnovka military base. Possibly in the Ferry Pier as well. Primorsk is within the area farm, Pachinki even. But there's not much chance that it's gonna close in. I think the bigger chance is that it's gonna be a final game within Sosnovka military base. And I did see Alpha Gaming. They decided to go ahead and try to land over there in the area. It looks like DRS is
Oh,
gonna try for that
nice.
crossing all already, and they have the vehicle to do so. XMPL, however, is left in the mainland. DRS is actually gonna go in and try to pick them up before they go ahead and rotate into the area, which is pretty good. They don't have resources yet, but rotating early is gonna give them an advantage. But speaking of early, this is an early game engagement. Already multiple people from the side of A1 are on the red, and it looks like R8 has the upper hand in this situation. They are going to be storming at this one player in A1 at the top. And what can they do at that point? Flash will get eliminated off. I don't think it's the end yet for A1. I mean, there were at least two players that are on the red. Needs that revive. Oh, it looks like Rowdy will be finished off as well. Wow, that's a DBS so early on. And yeah, I think they're going to be hunting down that last player from A1 before it's all over for their squad.
I mean, still, it's A1RG solo player that's still alive, and where he is situated at, that's a big
No!
question. But ouch! No, come on. I mean,
Rude! Absolutely.
the amount of elimination that's happening and the amount of aggression that the players are showing, that, okay, you're not coming at our territory.
No, just punch him to death. That was so rude. That was like there was a whole fist in the kill feed. That's crazy. They were like, "You're not even worth my bullets, man." But yeah, it's still not the end of A1. I don't know where their last player is. It's not. They're not within the vicinity. They're not within the compound near Severny. So I guess this is placement points, you know. But they are all the way up in Severny, and that circle is like 2,000 meters away. That's all the way down south in Sosnovka military base. So they have a long way to go, and they gotta get those vehicles. And speaking of vehicles, it looks like Team Secret will be doing that, and DRS is actually within the area as well. So whether or not they're gonna go and take this fight, if ever they get the information that DRS is over there, let's just wait and see. We are tuning into them in a mini map, but it looks like they're not going to be engaging just yet.
I mean, so far, yeah, we're not gonna see any kind of engagements that might occur. But, oh, do I see RA trying to find someone in that area? Nope, so far nobody's there. But let's see. Damar, Marth, 4 players, 4 eliminations to the name, and 3 players in a single car. Damar is the only guy that's away. away from the area. But DRS versus Secret, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Another fight ensuing at early stages towards the military base, south side of the military base. And we can see Secret facing a lot of casualties here. 2 cover crafts being created here. Terang gonna go into the hovercraft, and oh my god, it's gonna force the player of the DRS to self-grenade. No way this has happened. You're not gonna get the damage in the hovercraft. Remember this. And easily stealing that hovercraft, getting out of this place, and reviving GK on top of that. It's a great start for the players. Cyclone, easier, but a grenade comes into the way, and it's all over, ladies and gentlemen. Example now, looking out for the area. Getting those damage. Yep, there we have it. There we go. Another knockout. A confirmation in an instant. It's a 1v1. 1 versus 1 here. That's Killer YT. He's very far away from the proximity. So it's a UMP versus QBZ. And the QBZ does not win it out. Example finally gets knocked out. And Killer YT makes it a 1v1. Again, the player was trying to force his way into the area. But breaks. No way, Terang, in fact, it is that gonna get those elimination, but at the cost of 2 of his players. The rest of the teams, they're kind of gonna be into the stubborn area now.
Well, actually, that engagement could have gone either way. I actually didn't know who was gonna win at that point. I mean, at one point it was like, oh, I think DRS has this in the bag. Oh wait, Team Secret has this in the bag. And in the end, yeah, Team Secret managed to did get that wipe out. But DRS, they did hold on to dear life, and they even took 2 eliminations with them to the grave. But yeah, that's pretty much our first 7 minutes of the game. There's lots of exciting moments, but if we're gonna follow the typical pattern of this tournament, usually the early engagements will end. Towards the middle, it's gonna be quiet, and then towards the end, everything will happen in a few minutes. But 4 thrives, thriving, 0 eliminations, but there are teams nearby that's actually DRX nearby. I think they have information as well that they are over there. So you know what? It's a waiting game for 4 thrives and for everyone watching.
4 thrives right now at the corner of this map. In fact, yeah, they are at the corner of the map. That's the thing. But Nongshim Red Force, I'm seeing Beanie. I'm seeing in the backlines Alpha Gaming. Beanie's location that is potentially revealed. Oh, the crossbow, the explosive bow. It's not making its entry here, but he's trying his level best to get some connectivities. But Beanie finally is gonna get out of this area. Instantly he's gonna get a lot of shots, 1 more bullet, and it's gonna be over. But East is also gonna receive some damage. He's gonna be forced to get back into the compound, and slowly, steadily, you can see Alpha Gaming, Nongshim's Red Force, each other and going back to where they came from.
Nongshim Red Force unfortunately got 0 points in the previous game, so they have to get this game in the bag, and they managed to finally get the resources that they need, and they didn't get picked off early on, so they have a fighting chance right now. They did really well on Rondo. They proved themselves with the first winner chicken dinner, and so with that, let's see how they'll fare right now. But it looks like one of their players did get picked off by Alpha Gaming, and Alpha Gaming also spotted 4 thrives, so they're kind of multitasking right now. And Alpha Gaming versus Nongshim Red Force, 1 versus 1. It will be TZ'd off, will be going down. East is going ahead and getting that finisher off just to make sure that they won't get that revive in the bag. And otherwise, Nongshim also getting their revenge. XCY put some bullets in, but in the end, they do have to heal themselves up. Almost got it. Molotov knocking Beanie down, and that's also a finisher on their side. Doxy is very low on health. I think they're in trouble as well. East side of this house, and in the staircase, Doxy goes down, and that's a finisher. I think NS is down to 1 last player.
Come on, Refus. You can do it. He's constantly using this crossbow. Oh my god. With 20 more bows in fact, arrows to accumulate. Let's see what's gonna happen. Zeolazia. He's making his entry into the overalls and the MVP's race as well. With 17 eliminations so far, 2668 the damage, 9 assists, average survival of almost 20 minutes. Tribero Messi's on our screen as well. You can see Rig healing himself in the front line. There's going to be Hora Esports, the players that are already somewhat knocked down. Hora Esports' No Fear is on the left side of the proximity, but from the mountaintop, we can see Sleepy making his entry. And right with this, you can see what's happening as Team Tribero Messis are left with just the one player. Tricks. 5 grenades is all it's going to take, but 1 grenade is going to come in. It's definitely could have done the damage, could have done the deed, but player still manages to survive. Tricks now leaving the different angles, different parties, different fights happening. A Molotov! 2 Molotovs, and it's over. Tribero Messi out of the match.
Oh man, it was the Molotov that finished him. Oh gosh, Romeo boy, what's their plan? With that gun, the Molotovs come in. I think Arena. Was that Arena? There was another squad also nearby. Yangon Galacticos, rather. They're gonna come in and try to terrorize this place. Arena is having a really hard time. They're all on the red, and I think that's actually the elimination, the complete elimination of Arena by the hands of Yangon Galacticos. And so with that, YG does walk away with all 4 eliminations on their side. And just taking a look at the statistics right now, R8 sitting with 5. That goes the same with Team Secret as well. YG with 4. And Alpha Gaming with 4 as well. Hora with 4. I think that was like a little bit off screen, or did we watch it? I'm not sure. 4T with 4 as well. And we're actually seeing a lot of teams. They're filing into Sosnovka military base. So here we go. It looks like Alpha Gaming Refuge. Oh gosh, they got shot at. Jaiki. And there we have it. I think Jaiki's in trouble, but Refuse also gets spotted. And so, let's see what's gonna happen. DRX coming in inside of this house. 4 Thrives trying to see if they can make an entry. Oh my gosh, Palak takes a lot of damage. That's absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Oh my god, I love it. I love how he's like, okay, I'm gonna move out of this area in the last second, but even that's not gonna work. But there we go, Naki has been eliminated. IQ being the very and only final hope for the team from this point onward. Everything is riding on this guy's shoulder. He's gonna make the moves, and if it does not work, if 4 Thrives, they're gonna fall too much into the overall ranking down below. At 8, Hura Esports, the fight's happening again. Alpha Gaming, Kino Tarupa, and please, a car elimination. Nope, it's not a car elimination, but Alpha Gaming, they're also coming in for that aggressive stance, trying to find out the players, but he wants to get the player on top of his buggy and just want to skedaddle out of there, but it's not going to happen. There's still a lot of factors. You have to slow down your buggy, you have to wait for the players to like get on top, then move away. So with this short amount of time, you're not going to have enough time to do that, but look at this. Nomshing's Red Force getting some damage, splash damage to their names as well. No Fiahora in the meanwhile versus Odd 8, as Odd 8 has potentially left a Jiggle to the last man, but oh my god, Jiggle, Damon was taken down, and R8, the way that they were aggressing with this confidence, the confidence has been completely broken off.
Absolutely. And oh my gosh, Jiggle Hora, this is not a good place to be, especially since you're in the blue zone and you're pretty much, you know what, once No Fear gets kicked out of this place, is definitely, you know, gonna be alone. But I don't know if they can get this revive in the bag. I mean, they just gave away their location. Yep, there we have it. Prestige finally puts the last nail in the coffin for Hora. They'll be saying goodbye with 6 eliminations in the bag.
That's only 6 eliminations more, ladies and gentlemen. And top 9 teams it is. Top 9 teams, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing that's going on. You can see It's such a chaos that's going on, even in the Erangel match. Bigatron, Kyurine, let's see, barely surviving. Oh my goodness. Bigatron, the team that has 83 points, they're on the top of the table. They are somewhat,
Ouch.
for the past two matches, that not been getting enough points, decent number of points. But right here, Kyurine, not Kyurine, but Optimus, been taken down, and Alpha Gaming is also closing in into the area to take those fights.
Yeah, and Alpha Gaming is on a roll. They are having 5 points already, and they did so well in Miramar as well. And right now, BTR still one elimination in their side. Let's see if they can take this fight against Alpha Gaming East. Coming in with the push. Cat is in trouble. Ken is down. And needs a revive. Kyurine and Bumblebee still alive. Yoreen hiding behind this place. Bumblebee is surrounded by Alpha Gaming. This is not a good look for them. Refuse playing with his food. 1 versus 1. I think this is practically a 3 versus 1. Bumblebee did not stand a chance. And with that, BTR unfortunately gets eliminated off by the hands of Alpha Gaming.
Oh my god, top 8 it is! It's going so good to the fact that we are seeing a lot of aggressions going around, right? By all of these players. Marnet Boy, you can see him close to IQ. He's taking some shots on IQ, but oh, the potential location change of IQ is definitely going to save him for a tad bit longer bit of time. But I think IQ, his location, he's finally been spotted. There we go. He's behind those staircases. He's going to move. His location is revealed. As Tap fires the shots, it's definitely going to come on the feed. There we go. IQ finally out of the match. And with this, it's potentially all over at this point. But yes, there's still the fact Alpha Gaming, Zeol versus R8. That's going on. The grenade going, not getting those knocks. Come on.
Oh my gosh, I really thought they had him. And with that, Molotov's coming in, probably gonna help. And I think they're gonna make for the push. Zyle's gonna, not Zyle, East is gonna go ahead and get that push. Marth gets taken down by Zyle. And I think there's one person left in R8 that's still alive. There's Prestige, almost full health. DBS in hand. East is taking a lot of damage, but they do have backup inside of this building. And so, R8 running around trying to dodge all of these bullets, and there's so little visibility. And I think there's a lot of explosions coming up, and somewhere out there, oh my gosh, Refuse gets that friendly fire. Prestige takes him down. East as well gets him finished off. Oh my gosh, after all that, Zyle is the only one left in APG. Alpha Gaming, they had a good run. They have 9 eliminations, but they've been knocked down their throne by R8.
Oh my god, you can see the potential threat that's going on. Alpha Gaming so far going forward, and Zeol finally gets the nail in the coffin. RBS, it's over. R8 out of the game, out of the match. Top 6, ladies and gentlemen, and it's only been 19 minutes. We have DRX, full squad. Aside from them, whether it's Bluz, Kinotrope, Yangon, Team Secret, or Alpha Gaming, they're 3-3-2-2 or 1 player alive. This is absolutely crazy at this point. It's going very, very crazy on what's happening over here. And as you can see here, even the circle taking the shift all the way to the open area field.
And it's like the airdrop is like right dead in the center as well. It's just saying like, come here, I dare you to loot me. But of course, TRX is still alive, still kicking. And I believe Zyle is the only one left in Alpha Gaming. And it's not gonna stop him from trying to take this fight, this engagement with DRX, a full squad. And Zyle says, well, I don't care. I'm gonna get as much elimination points as I can at this rate. And DRX, they need to step up. They only have 2 eliminations so far, but they do have Gyro in their crosshairs trying to throw the throw ball. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be connecting, not gonna be taking damage. Wakai also there up in the high ground. think they're gonna go for the push. Oh, that's a lot of damage taken. And one more good hit. And Wokai might be saying goodbye. Oh my gosh, they don't have their
Nice.
guns out, but still in the end, yeah. Gets that connection, gets that kill. Amazing.
I love it. I love it. The amount of aggression that has happened here. It's straight up phenomenal. Phenomenal. No matter how you look at it. But so far, it is Zeol all alone and elimination to the Alpha Gaming. That's the big thing. That's the big thing about all of this area is the fact that we have 10 elimination for the Alpha Gaming. But down to the very last guy, that's going to be a difficult position for this person, in fact, at this point. So whatever he's doing, he has to be very careful on how he's going to play it out, if he wants to play it out safe or wants to like play it out on the aggressive side. So these crucial factors is going to like affect whether his team is gonna like stay into the top 3, top 2, top 1, or they're gonna get early on eliminated. So far, it is Kinotro, we can see, near the Yangon Galacticos. Not that close that the fight can actually occur like within the blink of an eye, but still, we can safely deduce that yes, they are kind of close.
Yeah, definitely close. And all we have to do is kind of wait. Because we are stage 6 in the circle, yet not much is happening. I think we're moving on to stalemate once again. They're all just having, a quiet time despite it being 21, almost 22 minutes into the game. So, Alpha Gaming, 1 player, Team Secret, 1 player. YG, 3 players, DRX 4, and Kinotrope with 3. And unfortunately, Kinotrope is sitting with a 0 elimination so far. Mernat Boy, I think they're gonna be throwing the warning grenade. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be hitting anyone just yet. So, Zio still alive despite being the only one, and Ballsy trying to go out into the open. Oh, all the while, Team Secret actually got picked off just then. So we're down to our top 4 teams with 11 players still standing, and Zio doing their best to try to get as much kills as possible before, eventually. Actually, there's a chance maybe he'll get the winner chicken dinner. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we do have to see out of these top 4 teams who's going to get the winner of the chicken dinner so far. Zeol slowly pushing forward. DRX is right into the proximity next to that mountain ranges. There's a lot of smokes going around. One small mistake and Alpha Gaming is going to be taken down from Yangon on a different angle. Another one on a different angle. But we do have to see what's going to happen at this point. Zeol is here. You can see him slowly, steadily. Let's see what's going to happen. Zeol, there we go. APG, but he's finally gonna push forward. He's finally gonna go and let's see. Oh, wait a second. Never mind. I was like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen, and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna get out of the car. That's what's gonna happen. But Yangon Galacticos, neither them nor DX is so far gonna look at these guys. DRX, in fact, is gonna look at this guy. There's gonna be a lot more smokes. He still has like a decent number of smokes left. In fact, no smokes. 6 grenade, 2 molotovs, and a single flash grenade.
I was so confused. I was like, oh, he's gonna give this like level 100 brain activity, but yeah, I mean, he's still alive, so whatever he's doing is, working out. And we're looking at Kinotrope Gaming right now. Mark got picked off really early on, so it's just these 3 now. And unfortunately, they didn't find the eliminations that they need. And YG still up and kicking. They have 3 players in, but nobody is taking this engagement. So you know what they say? The blue zone is like, yep, I'm gonna force you guys to come in, and that circle is unforgiving. It doesn't favor Kinotrope, it does not favor YG, but whoever will go ahead and reposition themselves first, they're gonna get it. But Zyle, oh my gosh, Zyle says goodbye, and now we're down to 3 teams and 10 players. DRX, YG, and Kinotrope still up in the running.
Oh yeah. It's these three teams, ladies and gentlemen. 4 man alive for the DRX, 5 eliminations to their name, 5 eliminations for the Yangon as a 3-man unit, and Yangon slowly and steadily pushing forward. But Nia's grenade is actually going to make sure the Yangon Galacticos is going to suffer. A second grenade goes over, and a player Nia gets, in fact, the Yangon Galacticos' player gets finished off. That's 2 now remaining for the rest of the party. Kinatrope, Tam R4 using the sprays, the compound to try and get those connectivities down upon on the DRX's flare, but the rest of the Kinatrope, they also want to push forward to the Yangon Galacticos. Romeo boys behind this rock. There's Master Smile in the front lines. The car comes close, finds the player, goes back together towards this team member, but they need to enter the circle. That's the thing. DRX, they have the circle. They have the complete control of this top position of the circle, the northern angle, the western angle, whether it's like the mountain range top or the open area fields. They have the complete control of that. Yangon, they can only like come close with the smokes and the clouds that they're going to disperse upon against the teams. Tamar is also cooking the grenade against the Yangon Galacticos, so those wrong moves that can potentially harm you, you have to be very careful and very precise on what you're going to do, because if you're not careful of this particular location on how you want to push forward and move forward, survive in this area, it's an instant knock and an instant obliteration.
Yeah, and the fact that it's such an open field makes everyone nervous because it's gonna be a bit hard. But Tam R takes out Master Smile from YG. And now it's just one last play. Romeo boy, Romeo, where art thou? And he gets one knock. And that's a whole standoff in Indy. And he actually managed to wipe out Kinotrope. YG, Romeo boy, the last player standing on their team. Oh my gosh, but did not stand a chance from all 4 players from DRX. Whoa, is that 18 eliminations? That's absolutely insane. DRX, winner, chicken dinner. Lots of points coming in to this team.
Oh yeah, lots of eliminations coming to this team. DRX just amazingly getting all those eliminations for themselves. But yes, there's a lot more factors that are going around that after this, where Bigatron is going to reside. DRX, they were in the top 4, top 5 placement. With this winner chicken dinner, they're going to be super close to the Yangon Galacticos, and the chances are they might actually overtake them if they're not careful. If Yangon is not like really careful of all the chances, all the opportunities that they had at this point. It's not gonna work anymore. You have to make sure that from this point onward, whatever you are doing, whichever action that you're taking against the players, it's in your favor. You're losing the players, you need to get at least 4 to 5 eliminations after that first initial elimination to your name. That's how you're gonna survive.
Absolutely, and I'm really nervous actually for BTR in the overall rankings. I mean, the RX, I believe they were already sitting at number 2, but there was like maybe perhaps around 20 points gap between the two. And well, we saw a while ago DRX did get a lot of points, so there's a possibility maybe they're just like almost catching up, or maybe there's like a whole overthrowing of the top 1 point. But that's something that we'll be seeing later on. And definitely for those watching BTR, we all know that Bigatron will have to step up later on in the next few maps to come. Yep, there we have it. DRX is still at number 2. BTR hasn't gotten overtaken yet, so that's okay. And they have 8 eliminations and damage dealt 1,362. Distance traveled 33.8 kilometers and 24 throws used. Individual stats coming in: 3 for QXZZZ, Nia with 3, Big Mama with 2, Big Papa with 0. But taking a look at the damage, 501 for QXZZZ, 329 for Nia, Big Mama with 398, Big Papa with 134. I believe Big Papa got picked off quite early, and so that's why the stats look like that. But yeah, congratulations once again for DRX climbing. I mean, they were top 2, but then they're gonna be contesting for that number 1 later on.
The number one contestation, that's the one thing that everybody has to be careful of on what they're going to do. But we have the match summary, ladies and gentlemen. 58 elimination, 9 grenade eliminations, 2 airdrops, 8,314 is the healing, with vehicle elimination going to the number of 0 this time around. We did see the vehicle elimination almost happening, but the player was like, okay, nope, I'm not going to do that. 4 Thrives IQ. He has the longest elimination distance with 308 meters of that damage and the elimination done to his name.
And the MVP of the match will be East from Alpha Gaming with 4 eliminations, 885 however damage, longest elimination of 19, and survival time of 17 minutes and 7 seconds. And you know what? Alpha Gaming, they had a good run in this game, and well, East alone did 885 damage, and well, that's actually quite amazing. And this is the damage graph. DRX, 8 eliminations, 1,362 damage, and unfortunately, Alpha Gaming does beat them in terms of both eliminations and of damage. Coming in, yeah, young YG will have a 7 eliminations and 10,012. 1,012 damage rather, and you can see the rest of the teams, decent amount of damage as well. So, you know what? It was pretty fun. This was our first Erangel map for day number 2. And of course, not much surprises, but definitely these teams, they've been doing their best.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. It is the match leaderboard right now, ladies and gentlemen. DRX with 18 total points, getting those elimination numbers. 8 eliminations, 18 total points. 14 for the Alpha Gaming. Yangon with 13 going around. Then R8 with 12. Team Secret with 8. 6 for Kinetro. 6 for 4 Thrive. 6 for Hora. 3 for Bluzz. 2 for DRS alongside of BTR. But Triber Messi, NS, VPE, Arena, and A1RG with those donuts with not even a single point to their name. This is not looking good for these guys. Straight up going right now into this proximity, so they have to be really precise into the next matches, because we are officially done with the halfway point. We're officially done with the PMTG Nepal Pro season number 2's half complete games. Yeah, 9 out of 18 games are concluded, ladies and gentlemen. Overall leaderboard, it is BTR 85, DRX with this winner chicken dinner 83, 68 for the Alpha Gaming, Team Secret 65, 58 for AST, Hora 57, 57 for the Yangon, 55 for Arena, DRS with 47 alongside of DK, 40 points. Bluzz 40 for Thrice, 40, 39 for A1RG, R8, 37, 34 for Kinetro, Vampire 31, and 20 for Nomshing's Red Force.
And this is where it gets interesting, because DRX is 2 points shy from contesting that ranked number 1 from BTR. And of course, number 3 and number 4, that's APG and Team Secret, are also 3 points away from each other. So it's going to be 1 versus 2, and then 3 versus 4. So very little gap in points, and it's definitely going to be an interesting next few matches. And then, day number 2, we're gonna have 3 more matches, and the next one will be a wild card. It will be Sandhawk, and if you ask any of the players, they absolutely don't like the chaos that Sandhawk brings, but I do, because there are a lot of teams would suddenly shine all of a sudden because of all the uncertainties in the map. And of course, we'll be witnessing that later on, but for now, we will be taking a short break. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
The highly anticipated addition to the Mummy series outfits is here. Paired with the new Ice Tomb Glider, the Polar Spectrophage set is just what you need to freeze your enemies. Or send them ablaze with the Inferno Fiend set's new upgradable Chain Inferno Uzi. All the Mummy outfits are back. Get them all. Join now and collect the whole series to turn all eyes on the battleground. Event period, July 10th, 2025 through September 2nd, 2025.
Cybertron's future is near. Autobots, roll out! This planet reeks of weakness. Your courage reignites my spark. We'll crowd a new load of Cybertron. Roll for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
Come check out WoW version 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the PUBG Mobile Training Ground and Nepal Pro Season number 2. This was our halfway vantage point in this whole tournament, and now from this point onward, the teams have to think of something new. From this point onward, teams have to choose a different strategy. But with you guys today, again, after even the halfway point, it's me, Torix, and with me, it is still Annie, for all of your entertainment, for all of the casting that we're going to do for the rest of the 3 matches today and tomorrow as well. But Annie, Erangel was so good, and now, as you have said, it's going to be a bonus map. It's going to be a very unorthodox map where anything can happen. Sandhawk.
Yeah, and with that, I actually don't have any predictions because it can go any way. So there could be a surprise team that would all of a sudden rack up so many points, maybe 20 points or more. Or maybe it'll be like an expected team, or maybe it's just going to be like, I don't know, anything goes basically for Sandhawk. And I know the players know this as well. So with that, you know what? Let's just kick back and watch, because Sandhawk, it's just going to be a little bit spice for today. It's going to be the wild card, and a lot of things can happen. And if we look at the overall leaderboards, just a while ago, there's a lot of teams that we're kind of worried about because they've been falling off for a few maps. Then, like Hora, EA, as well as BTR, especially since BTR is about to be overtaken by DRX. And with that, you know what? let's hope that there's going to be improvement. And for the teams that are doing really well, especially DRX rising up to beat PTR, let's see if they can give that consistency later on.
I mean, the consistency is what's gonna matter the most at this point. If you don't have a consistency, it's gonna be really difficult for you to, like, accumulate and accommodate some of the decent number of points that you have to get for yourself. But yes, the situation is really good. At least for some of the teams, they did really good in this match. They definitely did a lot of good performance, decent number of performance that we witnessed out. But one thing, Annie, that I am looking right now, and to the fact is that all of these gameplays that the teams are doing, that's where the diversity is going to happen. These three matches, the next one, it's either going to be very intense, very aggressive, or they're actually going to be a very, very slow map. So because the teams are actually like after the halfway point, they usually tend to go for a safer side approach. But when Miramar is done, now it's time for the Sandhawk, the one and only Sandhawk that's going to be played up. Yes, the Sandhawk might go for the aggressive, but up to Sandhawk. That's what I mean. That's when the teams are gonna go for like a slow pace start.
Yeah, and if we're gonna follow the pattern, however, it's always like a lot of early game engagements on the start of the map. But Sandhawk, once again, anything goes. But then again, these teams, we've actually seen how they play out. They love playing it safe, and usually these games drag out to more than the 25-minute mark. So that's something that we're gonna be expecting. For the previous Sandhawk map, of course, there were lots of surprises. There were lots of unexpected teams popping up and also falling off as well. So, you know what? So, once again, Sandhawk, it's something to expect, basically, the unexpected. So, with that, I think we're going to be going on to the flight, going into Sandhawk later on. And of course, match number six is going to be like typical Miramar and Erangel. So, for now, we're gonna be enjoying our wildcard map. That would be Sandhawk later on.
Sandhawk, it will be, ladies and gentlemen. And in a short while, you will definitely see that how the plane line is gonna go, how the trajectory will affect some of the players, some of the teams. But at the same time, it's Sandhawk. It's always that one thing you know for sure, you know for a fact that's going to bring out the best of it. And that's early fights. And those are some drop clashes alongside of the third parties and the snaky plays. These 3 to 4 congested factors do come into the play. So we will do have to see what kind of a play style is this going to be. Are we going to see boot camp? Are we going to see paradise being contested? Or it's going to be like no areas, no known areas for that long to be contested upon by the teams. Because if it is, I would really love that. You know, I would really love the fact that there's a lot of places where the teams might not go for those aggressive approaches. Sandhawk being on a somewhat safer angle. And slowly, when we see like the stage number 3, stage number 4 occurring, that's when the aggression starts to happen. Then we see the Sandhawk being on its very edge, very toe, where everybody's actually shooting at another team, shooting at another player, and absolutely decimating and destroying the lobby.
Yeah, and with Sandhawk being such a small map, we're really hoping for all of that or great aggression rather later on, and that will be happening really, really soon. Once again, Sandhawk. Well, you know what? We can only dream that everyone will basically just agree to drop in Paradise Resort or something, and then go out all out in there. But of course, we're gonna be seeing them dropping off to their different locations really soon. I believe, I don't know why I remember this, but yesterday there was like a cluster of players coming in around south. I think there was a town above camp I believe it was Alpha or something. There were early game engagements left and right, and yeah, that's to be expected since we're playing with 16 different teams, and that's 64 whole players trying to find their own
Yeah.
place in a 4x4 map. So you know what? It's absolutely crazy. So you know what? We'll just have to hope that your favorite teams will survive long enough to rack up enough points and maybe even get the winner chicken dinner. And of course, you know what? I'll give like a little bit of consistency for the size of the teams that are doing really well already. And it looks like that's a pretty map. It's PMGC 2025, the red plane. Gonna come
Oh
in
yeah.
to Sandhawk really close.
That is the 2024 BMGC finish, ladies and gentlemen. A very decent plane whatsoever, but the plane line, it's also very decent. Going from Camp Bravo all the way down, you can see towards the Shami region. Still, Alpha Island, Boot Camp, Paradise, even Cow is accessible. Somewhat, yeah, the Hatin area might not be accessible for the team, so they have to glide and maybe move like cards or something, or even on foot. But yes, aside from that, we have to know the fights that may occur at this point, how the fights may occur, because Paradise Resort, that I can see. A placement where there's definitely a cluster forming up, two different teams going around, Vampire and Bigatron. You can see them close to the area, as well as I think that's Alpha Gaming with A1RG. Yeah, that's Sinister all alone in Pinon.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. And Death Storms all the way in the southwestern part as well. I don't know where everyone else is in A1RG. Oh, Flash is right near a DRS. So I think they're just kind of scouting about. It's a very interesting strategy. But over here, it looks like Nonchim, Red Force, and Vampire Esports landed in the ruins in the same area. And so this is going to be really interesting. But despite that, R8 and YG, they probably met each other as well. APG and A1 Sinister gets shot down, gets finished off, and Saycloud also gets finished off. Wow. And with a snap of your finger, there are two players down. And it looks like A1RG actually just dropped with like three players. So I was looking for an A1RG player that didn't exist. So it was them, all three. They're going for the split push, and unfortunately, they lost Sinister along the way.
Oh yeah, they definitely lost Sinister along the way, but Sinister has a tendency of calling out his teammates when these kind of situations happen. So there's definitely going to be more fights that you can expect for sure. Vampire Esports versus Namching's Red Force. So far on our screen, Eldara's just chilling and waiting for the opportunity that can present itself towards this guy. XZY, he's here with being on the very top of this runic area. A1RG flashes, gets taken down. You can see the Paradise Resort contested. The fight starting to happen as Prestige comes into the play. He gets a knockdown. He doesn't get the finisher done, but Yangon Galacticos, Master Smile from the backline. He's also pushing. Romeo Boy from the clothesline vicinity. He's also pushing. There's Team Secret into the backside as a third party that can they can ensue actually here. That's where the diversity is going to happen, as Prestige right now
Yikes.
is a solo player remaining for all of the players, the teams. He's the only hope, and the players, the team, the rest of his players actually, they got finished off. So it's all up to Prestige with this two grenade in hand. It's up to him to mark that victory for the team, but Namching's Red Force, you can see them finally pushing forward against the Vampire. Vampire also retaliating back. It's a back and forth going around. The grenade is going to go, but no. Prestige, your grenade is going to bounce off back to your location from the backside. There's another one coming around. Vampire Esports, in the midst of all of this chaos, 3 different angle fights. They're the first one to be left alone, to be leave alone from this lobby. Then we have R8, been also taken out of the game for elimination to the Yangon, but 3 men still alive. Mernet Boy gets taken down. It's 2 now. Master Smile and Romeo Boy.
Oh my gosh, Yangon Galacticos didn't even get the chance to get a breather when Team Secret's gonna come in, close in, and sweep the floor, get those stray engagement. Oh my gosh, Romeo Bo did not stand a chance with the 4-man push. The Team Secret waltzed in on them and go ahead and get all those eliminations in the bag. And so with that, we're watching the leaderboards, and as it looks like they managed to revive everyone, and now they are up on the leaderboards with 4 points, and they still have their 4-man team. And so Team Secret also there manages to get 3. Blues up there with Tamang all alone, although they are a 4-man team. I think there's like some sort of scouting that's happened for your team. And Four Tribes is not doing anything about it just yet. They're trying to get more information and, waiting for the right moment to strike.
Oh.
All the Wild Tribe Ermacy is also here. And it looks like they spotted E Arena and they're getting a lot of
Yep.
points. I mean, that's just one elimination on their side for Rig.
I mean, Arena, things are not looking good for you. You have to step up. You still have 0 elimination in this game and already lost one of your players. Talking about the DRS so far, 2 eliminations to these guys' name and close to the proximity of Dongshik's Red Force. Okay, Vinny is in the compound. 2 of the players of the team, DRS, Cyclone, finally breaking the door, making sure that, okay, the player is inside. The footsteps, the shots, they have heard it. Now it's time to push. Now it's time to go inside. Irina MC versus Tribero Messi. It's also happening as Yetauta pushes forward, gets a Bini out of the proximity. The backlines, you can see the rest of the teams, they're ready to take that action. They're ready to take that revenge and avenge their own team members. Irina, I want to see them as well. But example first, coming up with those beautiful connections, getting a knockdown and instantly changing it into a confirmation.
DRS walking smugly away with 4 eliminations in the bag as well. And so with that was Sandhawk 6 minutes in and 43 players left after all that chaos. And so, you know what? That circle's just gonna force everyone to go nearby each other. And it's not so bad with the stage 1. But yeah, there's still 43 players, 13 teams, still a lot of time to go before anything serious is gonna happen. And just taking a look at the leaderboards, we did lose YG, we did lose R8, and we did lose VPE. There's still chances for the teams that are still alive and still have a lot of players in their roster. And speaking of which, Blues official, they did find EA, and unfortunately EA is